was home alone for Christmas, and that's never a good idea. When I was 19, I worked as a nanny for this family. I took the kids to see Santa Claus at the mall, and then we went to get our picture taken with him. Afterwards, the mother of the kids I was watching said, "Let's go down to the basement. We have to get you something for Christmas." I was like, "Oh, cool, like what?" And she said, "You'll see." Then she turned off all of the lights and closed the door. And I was like, this is weird. Then she opened up this door and she was like, "Surprise, you're locked in the basement." And I was just kind of like, "Oh, wow, okay." It was only like a few seconds that I was in there, but it felt like forever. I started to panic a little bit because I couldn't find the doorknob. I was like, "Where's the doorknob? Where's the doorknob?" Then I finally found it. I opened up the door and I was like, "Thank God." But then the mom was like, "No, no, no, you can't leave yet." And she turned off all of the lights again and locked me in the basement. I don't know how long I was down there for, but it was probably about an hour or two. And then they came back down the stairs and they were like, "Let's play a game." And I was like, "What game?" And they were like, "Truth or Dare." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is so boring." So they started asking me questions. They were like, "Do you have a crush?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't think he likes me." And they were like, "Who is it?" And I was like, "It's Zac Efron." So they said, "Okay, we dare you to call him right now and tell him that you love him." I was like, what? And they were like, "We dare you." So I was like, "Okay, fine." I took their phone and I called Zac Efron. And this is so embarrassing. I was like, "Hi, this is someone from California. Just wanted to tell you that I love you very much and I wanted to know if you loved me back. If not, that's okay. I just wanted to let you know how I felt. Bye." They were like, "That was really funny. Now we're gonna lock you in the basement again." And I was like, "No, I don't want to be locked in the basement." But they didn't listen to me. They turned off all of the lights and closed the door. I don't know how long I was down there for, but it was probably another hour. Then they came back down and they were like, "Let's play another game." And I was like, "What game?" And they were like, "Hide and seek." And I was like, "Okay." They started counting down from 10 and I hid in like a little storage closet. And then after they called my name and they couldn't find me, they got really angry and they were yelling at each other. I was just sitting there in the closet like, this is so awkward. Then they finally found me and they were like, "Let's play one more game." And I was like, "What game?" And they were like, "Red light, green light." And I was like, "Oh my God, I hate that game." Basically, you have to stay perfectly still and if the red light turns on, then you get zapped with this electric thing. So I was sitting there and the red light turned on and I screamed and then they started laughing. They were like, "You're such a baby." Then they turned off the light and left me alone in the basement again. I don't know how long I was down there for, but it was probably another hour.